I just want to say that whenever Lou Rafano asked One Brave Soul, I did notice that the first to stand up were two ladies. I love it. I am the spokesperson for IllinoisCarry.com, and I would like to thank Jim Urban and his group of co-workers that helped put this on to get this facility for us and help get the word out about this meeting. I really appreciate the hard work. Illinois Carry is an organization that is dedicated to bringing the right to carry to the state of Illinois. We are an all-volunteer organization. All of our funding goes into promoting the right to carry, and through events like this, through our website, and also in contacting our legislators and trying to be heard in the state capitol. We hope that you will stop by the Illinois Carry table back here, and we have forms back there that you can find, that you can sign with your contact information. If you would like to keep informed about what we are doing and what needs to be done in the weeks and months ahead, please sign one of the sheets back there with your contact information. We'll add you to our email list and make sure that you get that information. We'd be glad to have you. Also, if you notice back there, they're holding up one of our free Illinois Carry t-shirts with any donation of $20. You get a beautiful t-shirt back there, and all of those funds then, like I said, we're an all-volunteer organization. We don't have any salaries or anything, but all of that funding goes into continuing this process and making sure that we have the means to educate the people of Illinois just exactly what we're missing out on here. I'd like to share with you just a little bit about myself to start off with. All of this began years ago when I'd been the target of someone who was a mentally ill family member who threatened to take my life and threatened the life of my loved ones. And it was over a number of years that that was a very terrifying experience for my family. And I chose to acquire the skills necessary to safely and responsibly handle a firearm for my own self-defense and for the defense of those that I loved. I am now dedicated to educating other women in the safe use of firearms so that they too are empowered with the ability to protect themselves and their families, because it was that knowledge that changed who I am. It changed me from being terrified to walk out my front door into someone that could stand up for myself. I didn't have to live in terror. I didn't have to be afraid to go to work. I didn't have to be afraid to go to church. I didn't have to be afraid to leave the house to go to the store. I want other women to also have that same power through education about firearms and about self-defense. I became an NRA certified handgun instructor just for that reason. I'm also an NRA certified range safety officer. I am one of the lead coordinators for Illinois Gun Owner Lobby Day, affectionately known as iGold. How many know about iGold? Yes. Just about a month ago, an estimated crowd of about 7,000 gathered in Springfield at the Prairie Capital Convention Center. We marched to the state capitol that day. And if you have not seen the videos of that march, you must go to IllinoisCarry.com and look up those videos of that march, and it will stir your blood. I am telling you, it's exciting to see that group of people marching toward the state capitol and going inside and talking to the legislators and saying, you know, we've had enough of being defenseless. We don't want to be the absolute last state without any means of self-defense. We want to be the state that finally gets it right. I have a non-resident Florida license to carry, going on 8 years now. My license is, at this point, is recognized in 30 different states. States that trust me to carry a firearm for my own personal protection, either on my person or in my vehicle. Yes, they added Kansas, and if the governor signs it in Iowa, we'll have another state in January. Because Iowa legislature passed, went from may issue to shall issue. They're just waiting for a governor's signature. So, you know, they're getting it right. When I come back home to Illinois, I have to stop at the state border and I have to unload my firearm. I have to completely case it up, and I have to render myself a potential victim to come back home where I should be the safest of any place on this earth. I have to render myself a victim. Just what is right to carry or concealed carry? For those of you who are new to the issue, it's qualified, responsible, law-abiding adults excuse me, carrying a firearm to protect themselves and their loved ones. 48 states have some sort of concealed carry law, and the Wisconsin Attorney General has announced that openly carrying a firearm in that state for personal protection by law-abiding citizens is perfectly legal. That leaves Illinois as the last and only state with no provision whatsoever for us to carry a firearm for self-defense. What is completely legal and normal all across this nation is considered a felony here in Illinois. Someone who is licensed to carry, traveling across country, suddenly commits a felony by simply crossing our state line. There is something wrong with that. We're left with the Illinois State Police website suggesting that we protect ourselves with a car key or a hair comb. And if you don't believe that, go to the Illinois State Police website, and it advises women in the face of sexual assault to protect yourself with your car key or your hair comb. Now, if that's the case, if a hair comb is a useful, effective means of self-defense, why do we not see these in the Illinois State Police holsters? If all else fails, on that website it says, if all else fails, as a last resort, a woman can gag herself into throwing up, I guess, to make herself unattractive to her attacker. Well, that is just a little bit, it doesn't seem, it's a little unladylike to me. It seems like it's kind of disgusting to gag yourself. So what we've done